Let's Robotica out!
You ready?
Let's do it! Welcome to Robotica. We started out with 24 mighty robots, and now only the strongest 6 have survived. Each of these robots have come out victorious as their speed, strength, and agility were pushed to their very limits. But tonight, they'll have to tempt fate once again as they take on the best that this tournament has to offer in the Robotica Finals!
These are the 6 bots who will be competing tonight. They have been paired randomly in 3 head-to-head matchups that will decide who will make it to the ultimate fight to the finish. The ruthless Ram Force takes on the fearsome Jawbreaker. The jammin' Juggerbot takes on the venomous Viper. The rough and ready Run Amok takes on the almighty Critical Mass.
Woo! And as always, our robots will battle it out in 3 rounds of challenges. First up, the Speedway, a figure-8 race that puts their speed and agility to the test. Then it's the Maze, a nasty obstacle course where maneuverability is the key. Next, it's the Gauntlet, a drag race where power prevails. In between each competition, the builders have time to fix or modify their machines for the next event. Points will be awarded after each round, and this time the remaining 3 robots will face it off in an all-out battle fight to the finish, where the last robot standing will be crowned the ultimate champion.
I cannot wait to see that! So before we bring back our 6 finalists, let's go down to Tanika Ray on the arena floor.
When this tournament started, we had no idea who would be returning to the arena tonight. I have to admit, there have been some surprises along the way. But we have some great competitors here tonight, and this crowd sounds like they can't wait to see the bolts fly. Yeah! Back to you, Ahmed.
And now it's time to meet our competitors. Representing the red team from New Berlin, Wisconsin, Tim Berghoefer.
Tim's a machine repairman and certified hydraulic technician. And his challenger representing the blue team from Somerset, New Jersey, an industrial engineer who's been fighting robots since 1996, Andrew Lyndsey.
All right, you met the men. Now, let's meet their demonic machines. For the red team, he's got titanium choppers. He won't stop until he's devoured every bot. It's Jawbreaker!
Ahmed, his open jaw has quite a bite, but when closed, it's a powerful wedge. Combined with those wide rear tires, you have one dangerous bot. Jawbreaker weighs in at 209 pounds. His weapon, a titanium jaw, and his design feature, a 2-wheel drivetrain. Behold the mighty jaws of Tim Berghhoefer's Jawbreaker. In the world of low-profile power pushers, this bot is the exception.
I'm psyched, man.
Pitted against crisis management in the prelims, the Speedway became an all-you-can-eat buffet. He chewed his way through the maze, followed by a cool splash of water and a side of special pushing power in the Gauntlet.
Jawbreaker finally passed the bracket!
Oh, man, I thought they were further ahead of me. Yeah. Oh, that was great.
In the final face-off, they got a mouthful of Windingo. Sensing victory was in his jaws, Tim knew this win was going to go down hard.
When the gates come down, I think we're just going to end up having to go over with them.
Come on! Oh, this ball's over! That is amazing!
Down we went and everything worked great.
In tonight's finals, Jawbreaker has a dinner date with Team Force.
They're confident to the point of almost cockiness. It's going to be tough. They're a tough competitor.
Tim hopes he's only one meal away from a Robotica championship.
And his challenger from the blue team, this bot's got to take care of business. The business of getting his Robotica on. Meet the chairman of the circuit board, Ram Force.
This robot's equipped with an up power supply these guys call Mr. Fusion. His extra-wide design makes this the bot to beat. Ram Force weighing in at 208 pounds, his weapon is an aluminum V-Plow. His design feature, bulletproof 1 1/4-inch Lexan armor. Andrew Lyndsey and Tony Alternoeder call themselves Team Force.
We're going to try and win. We're going.
It's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
In their first running of the Speedway, they easily lapped their limping opponent.
Number 7, bam! Oh! What's my name? Where do I live?
Thoroughly insulted them in the maze.
Ram Force makes it up the ramp. Oh, he takes the maze! Yeah, baby!
And sent them packing after the Gauntlet.
And then that, Ram Force is going to the fight to the finish! Sorry, hands off.
And in the fight to the finish, Ram Force extinguished the flame of solar flare.
We bashed in their power box and took care of that business. And basically they were dead. We were just waiting for the gates to come down, and then we just abused them, and they went off in a flaming ball, so it was pretty cool.
And there goes the gate! Oh, Ram Force must destroy. Come on! Oh, yes! And that's it! Solar flare on the end!
That was it for them. They were
Never pass up an opportunity to mess up the other robot.
They're unfazed by their next opponent, Jawbreaker.
They were one of the better robots, but they're not really a threat.
Sounds like they're already planning their victory speeches.
This first event is the Speedway. Now, each robot will race in opposite directions around a treacherous figure-8 track. Every lap is worth 10 points. Now, as the robots cross paths, they're allowed to engage in a little bot-to-bot action.
Woo! And the first robot to complete 8 laps, or the robot to complete the most laps in 2 minutes, will be declared the winner, earning 20 bonus points.
Now, robots, I demand, I can't wait any longer. Start the motors, let's Robotica out!
I'll admit these bots are both wide and should handle the course well.
Robots ready.
Here we go! Ram Force getting a quick start. Jawbreaker around the bend. Here comes Ram Force. Yeah! Nails him! If his jaw was open, that wouldn't have happened, baby. Ram Force, rocking and rolling. Ram Force gets lap number 1. Looks like Jawbreaker is trying to right himself after getting flipped over by Ram Force. Oh, another hit, yeah! Jawbreaker in the line of fire. Ram Force tacks on number 2. Oh, Ram Force putting on the hit. Yes! He is just tearing up the track. That's lap number 3. Just clips him there. Jawbreaker gets one on the board. Sound of his motor. Ram Force's posse there. Ram Force racks up lap number 4. Ooh! Jawbreaker into the rail. Jawbreaker stuck in that rail.
On the way to victory.
Ram Force is relentless. Finally, 2 laps for Jawbreaker and a miss. Ram Force gets number 6. Ooh! Andrew Lyndsey working Ram Force. Ram Force with lap number 7 tapping into Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker adds another lap for 3. There's the buzzer! Ram Force handling the Speedway like a seasoned vet. Jawbreaker picking a fight, look at that! Ram Force is getting, that's just incredible, yes! Oh, yeah!
Got him. Yeah. Trying to start something up, huh? Right here.
Ram Force tears around 7 times at 10 points apiece, plus an extra 20 gives him 90 points. Jawbreaker with 3 laps picks up 30. The winner is Ram Force! All right, let's
go down to the floor.
All right, Ramforce, your streak is still hot. That was an amazing race.
Yep, it was all in driving skill and making laps and pushing power.
Yeah, there was a lot of strength involved.
Yeah, well, our original strategy was just to try and avoid him and score as many laps as possible, but he decided to come and ram us, so we're ram force. We're not going to back down from a ram.
Wait a minute. In the first lap, you guys hit him and tossed him over, so you guys were a little on the offensive.
Hey, he got in our way.
Oh, okay,
He got in our way.
that. It's all about the race,
Get
right?
in our way, we're going to hit you.
Okay, well, it's about the win, and you won, and you're on to the maze. What are you guys going to modify in the pit?
Well, we're going to flip upside down this time. We're going to have 3 inches of ground clearance, so we should blast right through that maze with no problem at all.
Are you guys using the same strategy as the last race?
Yep.
You are?
Speed and power.
So you're pretty proud of what you've done, so no changes?
No changes.
Okay, well, we hope it works. Congratulations. We can't wait to see it.
All right, now, Jawbreaker, I still think did a great job. You guys got some laps in there. You were really strong. And then all of a sudden, when Ramforce came and flipped you upside down, what happened there with your switches?
Well, when we get flipped upside down, we can still drive, but all my controls are backwards. It's real confusing. So I tried to accelerate fast enough to flip back over, and that helped. We kind of figured in this event, they're set up perfect for the figure 8 track with 4 wheels. We have 2. We're sort of cattywampus out there. So we thought we'd just go for some hits and have fun. We're going to concentrate on the next 2 events, and we thought he looked like a big pizza box, and Jawbreaker was hungry, so he was going for the
Yeah,
down
they
the
said
swamp.
that they were going to give you, that they were trying to avoid you.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true,
Yeah,
do
we're
you?
out for fun. We made it this far. We decided we're just out for fun in the final, so we're going to just have a good time.
And I sense a little bit of bad blood between the two of you. What happened at the end? Ramforce trapped you after the
Well,
buzzer went off. What's
Part of
that
it,
all
they
about?
said, always complete your lap, even after the buzzer. So he was right in our path for completing the lap, so we thought, one good final hit won't hurt.
Okay, well, what modifications are you going to make in the pit before the maze?
We put a tooth on different, hoping we could hit a tire this time, but it just didn't work. We're going to take that back off and slow our speed down a little bit for controllability, and that's about it.
Okay, well, this was a great round. Jawbreaker, we're looking forward to the next 2 rounds of competition.
So are we.
Okay.
Ramforce overwhelmed Jawbreaker in the Speedway. The difference in this race was Tim's decision to run with the jaw closed. Instead of being able to push back, his jaw acted like a wedge, and he just flipped over. And getting impaled on the guardrail sure didn't help his cause either.
Now let's meet our next competitors. Representing the silver team from Corvallis, Oregon, Mike Morrow.
Mike's a manufacturing engineer and avid aviation buff. And his challenger representing the gold team from Ben Lomond, California, electronics consultant and first-time competitor, Bob Allen.
Now entering the arena, representing the silver team, he's a little bit techno and a little bit rock and roll. Beware of the awesome power of Juggerbot.
This bot is a no-nonsense pushing machine. No weapons, no gimmicks, just a penetrating punch of horsepower. Juggerbot weighs in at 210 pounds. His weapon, he's a ramming machine. His design feature, 4 drive wheels with independent motors. Juggerbot is primed, pumped, and ready for action. Mike Morrow and his team made that very clear in the Speedway.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
But a guardrail glitch threatened to stop them.
One feature on our robot happened to be just the right size to fit in between the guardrails, and it wedged us in there.
One dance with Juggerbot was enough for their doomed opponent, as a seized motor forced them to withdraw. The boys in blue ran the maze unopposed, making short work of their second challenge. And the Gauntlet? Well, let's just say it's going to take more than bricks or paint cans to stop this team. In the torchlit arena, Juggerbot faced the slippery, shiny Hammerschlag, the creation of 2 college whiz kids.
The match was just grueling.
Hammerschlag, not backing off!
Really gets your adrenaline pumping. And then you come out fighting, and you don't really know what's going to happen until that first contact.
After strapping on a lethal blade, Juggerbot planned a full frontal assault. In the smoky center ring, the blade bent and the tension mounted.
Yes!
Tonight's challenge is Viper, another low-profile pusher. Who will take this competition is anyone's guess.
And his opponent from the gold team, he's a wedge with an edge. Stand clear of the venom of
Viper is another low-profile ramming machine. He packs on an added assault with his wedge. Viper weighs in at 206 pounds. His weapon, front and back wedges. And his design feature, 6-wheel tractor drive. Like the Viper itself, it takes a lot to phase Bob Allen.
Really feels great to be able to build a robot your first time and come and compete with a lot of excellent designers and builders and be one of the final 6 is really pretty exciting.
There they go!
This man and machine tore up the Speedway before high centering on the maze's deceptively tricky speed bumps.
We did have a little problem with the speed bumps, but after we went through it the first time, we knew exactly what the problem was. We went ahead and made those corrections, and the second time we went through, we had absolutely no problems.
A good showing in the Gauntlet propelled Bob Allen and Viper to the fight to the finish, where they met the formidable Panzer Mark I.
And they're off!
The result was a good old-fashioned pushing match, with the fight to the finish platform paying the ultimate price.
Viper pushes Panzer Mark I over the edge! Yes!
When we won, it was like the longest and the most exciting minute I think I've had in many years.
Tonight, they face Juggerbot.
Got a good design. It's solid, it's fast.
It doesn't get any better than Juggerbot and Viper.
We feel we can win.
All right, you know the deal. Most laps in 2 minutes takes it, and knocking your opponent off the track is highly recommended. 10 points per lap and an extra 20 for the winner. It's time to put the pedal to your metal. Let's do the Speedway.
Robots ready.
Here they go! There's Juggerbot. Viper coming around. A miss. Juggerbot into the ring. Juggerbot puts one on the board. Oh yeah! First contact, baby! Viper gets his first. Head-on collision. Lap number 2 for Juggerbot. Airborne delivery. And again, this is great. Viper taking Juggerbot for a ride into the ramp. Viper ties it for 2. Yeah, baby! Give me more destruction!
Keep banging it, keep banging it.
It looks like he's trying to flip him over the rail. Please let that happen. Viper and Juggerbot all tangled up. Oh, he breaks free! Juggerbot goes ahead with lap number 3. Viper taking for a ride out of bounds! The concerned Juggerbot team there. Juggerbot can't get loose. Team Viper is enjoying this. This is good. This is good. Viper trying to prevent Juggerbot from gaining laps. Won't let him go. Calculated strategy from Viper. Let's go. 3 seconds. Come on. There's the buzzer. The ride is over, and it's Juggerbot taking the Speedway by a hand. Congratulations, guys. Way to go.
That's good. I knew he'd get some air.
Juggerbot rounds the track 3 times, picks up 20 bonus points, giving him a total of 50 points, while Viper manages 2 laps for 20.
The winner is Juggerbot. Wow. Let's go down to the floor.
All right. What happened? The 50 points?
Yeah.
Well, you're doing pretty good. You won. Strong round of competition. Juggerbot, you got a lot of speed there, but then what happened? How'd you feel when Viper kept picking you up and taking you a little bit for a ride?
Well, it's kind of a small course, and we're both pretty large robots, so it was inevitable that we'd have a little bit of contact, and it was a lot of fun to see how we were going to do against them. We run actually very similar motors, but our gearing is a little faster, and I think after we had a little bit of a mix-up, we were able to make up time with our extra speed.
So it didn't bother you at all that he was picking you up and taking you for a ride at all?
Now, we figured we could probably make it up in the long run, as long as we could get free from him, because he's pretty effective with that front wedge.
All right, well, we're looking forward to the next 2 rounds of competition.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, go Juggerbot!
Oh, Berghhoefer, that was a very exciting matchup. They had the speed, but you had the ramp, which was quite effective. What was your strategy going into
Well,
this?
we were trying to kind of pin him up against the rail and try to hold him. We thought if we could just get him pinned, then we could slowly get around. But they're a good team. They got a good robot and good fast robot. And like you said, they got a better gearing. So I think next time we're coming back with a little bit more speed because we got the torque, we got the power.
So you knew you had to sacrifice this round, kind of. What are you looking forward to? What's your best round?
The Gauntlet, definitely.
The Gauntlet, because you got the strength and the power.
Yeah. I feel we'll win the Gauntlet. The other round could go either way. So.
Are you guys going to modify anything in the pit for the Gauntlet?
Oh, not for the Gauntlet.
Not for the Gauntlet.
But for the maze.
For the maze?
Yeah, we're going to head and flip our robot upside down. So our wedge is different, and we're going to make some modifications to the mounting, and we're going to put some more air pressure in our tires to raise us up because the speed bumps last time gave us some problems, and we're going to hopefully we can solve that problem there.
Okay, well, you know, 1 down, 2 to go. You lost this one, but you can come back strong. We can't wait to see it.
Okay.
Viper tried his hardest to impede the speedier Juggerbot, but in the end, the speed and maneuverability of Juggerbot was just too much for Viper to handle.
Representing the purple team from Salem, Oregon, Mark Jorger.
Mark is an avid race car buff who works for the Department of Transportation. And his challenger representing the orange team from Stevens City, Virginia, a software designer whose hobbies include machining metal and building bots, Jeff Sesnick.
We've met the builders, now let's meet their bots. From the purple team, he's 4 wheels of high voltage excitement, but be careful where you tread because he's Run Amok!
It's hard to believe that this combat bot was once a riding lawnmower. Check out that pivot steering. Run Amok weighs in at 161 pounds. His weapon, a diamond plate wedge. And his design feature, he's equipped with automotive-style steering. If there's one contestant who surprised everyone by making it into the finals, it's Mark Jorger and Run Amok.
We expect to dominate the figure 8 competition. Robots ready.
Run Amok is out early and fast.
We have a top speed approaching 20 miles an hour. Our maneuverability, I think, will be unsurpassed.
Not so. Run Amok ran amok all over the course, crashing into every obstacle in sight.
We went in with our power settings a little bit too high. The robot was very difficult to control.
Even though Run Amok's valiant opponent Springbreaker got off to an early lead in the maze, Mark caught up when Springbreaker broke down on the speed bumps. From that moment on, the reign of Run Amok began. He sent Springbreaker packing after the Gauntlet.
Almost! And there it is! Mark Jorger and Run Amok are the first competitors to make it to the fight to the finish! Yes!
In the fight to the finish, he took on a very formidable Killer Bee.
We're definitely an underdog going into our fight for the finish in the first round.
He shocked the Robotica world by sending Killer Bee over the edge.
Killer Bee's over! It's Run Amok, baby!
Tonight, Mark and Aaron face Critical Mass.
Just to be down to the final 6 is a great accomplishment for us, I think, considering the caliber of the other teams that have made the finals. We're really excited about it, and we're a little bit stunned at our success.
And his opponent from the orange team. When this bot gets a hold of your bumper, it's situation Critical Mass.
This robot's variable gear ratios give him a top speed of 30 miles per hour. Low profile, but super high tech. Critical Mass weighs in at 201 pounds. His weapon, the Blade o' Death. His design feature, a multi-chain drive system. Jeff Sesnick and his team have high hopes for the final showdown.
We want to win this thing.
Jeff was convinced Critical Mass was ready for the Speedway.
There's the buzzer, and they're off. Critical Mass on board with his first lap. Number 2. Critical Mass racking up laps here.
The name of the game is go as fast as possible and don't run into anything.
Yes! Oh, right into the deadly jaws of Grimlock.
We weren't counting on getting stuck in Grimlock's jaws. We actually blew a motor doing that.
Grimlock's bite wasn't fatal, so Critical Mass came back for more.
The maze, we're just going to go through it as fast as possible.
Critical Mass is off to a strong start, and pounds of paddles, and it's up the ramp, through the falls.
Yeah, well, I don't think we're going to have any problem with the Gauntlet.
Critical Mass off like a rocket. Man, that robot is fast. Critical Mass is moving on to the fight to the finish.
It was anybody's game when we came down to the fight to the finish.
When they squared off against Hot Wheels, it all came true for Critical Mass.
Creepy face from Jess Cessnick. Oh, now the blades of death want a piece of the X.
We finally got to use the blade on him, flipped him over, pushed him out of the ring when the gates dropped.
Hot Wheels taking the plunge.
In tonight's championship, Jeff's up against Run Amok.
It's just going to be an all-out brawl until, the last person's left.
Okay, here it is. Most laps in 2 minutes takes it. And knocking your opponent off the track, well, that's a beautiful thing. 10 points per lap and 20 more for the winner. Robots, let your metal do the talking. Come on.
High-tech meets low-tech in this run of the Speedway.
Robots ready.
And they're off. Critical Mass showing some speed. Oh, yes! Head on into Run Amok. Run Amok just shakes it up. Critical Mass puts lap number 1 on the board. Right into Run Amok. Run Amok gets his first. Critical Mass's multi-chain drivetrain at work. Yes! Poking a hole, leaving a mark. Run Amok takes the lead. Oh, right into Critical Mass, shoving him aside. Critical Mass picks up a second. They come around. And nothing. Run Amok with lap number 3. Oh, Run Amok getting clobbered, but it's not slowing him down. Critical Mass ties it up at 3. Look at that. Run Amok's wedge is coming loose. It's all shaky, shaky. Some control work going on. Critical Mass's Jeff Cessnick. Run Amok with lap number 4. Critical Mass puts his 4th on the board as well. Another miss. Take that! Oh, man, yes! One more time, beautiful! Critical Mass ties it up now. Both drivers looking very intense. Oh, yes! Another hit! Brilliant! Run Amok pulled the hit! Oh, look at that! There's the buzzer! It's over! Run Amok getting its money's worth in the Speedway! Run Amok 6 laps at 10 points apiece, plus an extra 20 earn him 80 points, while Critical Mass 5 laps gives them a total of 50. The winner is Run Amok! All right, let's go down to the floor!
All right, Run Amok, you guys won that round. Now, that was a collision-packed race, okay? You guys were a little outmatched speed-wise, so did you have a strategy for that?
We know our strong event really is the figure 8. And with our wedge, they couldn't do any real damage to us. We just, nothing that can't be fixed with a very large hammer.
They poked some big holes in your armor, though. Are you going to have trouble in the next round?
No, in fact, the next round, our wedge won't even be on the robot. So
it's expendable.
It is an expendable wedge for the next round, and we'll have it beat back into shape in time for the Gauntlet.
Now, were you trying to actually flip them over? Because they got air off of you.
I was trying to hit them a little off-center and try to tip them up, and they're a big, heavy robot, and they weren't going anywhere.
But you regrouped amazingly. Congratulations, you won. Do you have any modifications you're going to do in the pit besides take the ramp off?
We haven't taken any damage in the whole Robotica competition yet, so
Good for you.
We'll just take it off and we'll be ready for the next round.
Good thing they didn't poke a hole in your tire.
Oh, yeah, that's what worries me.
Congratulations. We'll see you in the maze. Right on, Aaron! Yeah!
Okay, that was a tough round for Critical Mass. Now, Critical Mass is low to the ground. He's really fast and sleek, but why don't you think that paid off in this round?
I know they knocked us off course enough that we couldn't get back in fast enough to make more laps than they did.
Yeah, and I also saw that you almost punctured a wheel.
Yes, we got a couple holes in their armor. We didn't quite get anything that would slow them down.
So what was your strategy, though? Is that what you were trying to do, was just kind of damage them as much as possible?
Originally, we were going to try to avoid them, but we decided if they were going to attack us, then we were going to hit them right back with all we had.
Fight back.
So that's what we did. We just played it by ear from what they did. and they won.
What modifications are you going to make for the maze?
Nothing. We're just going to check it out and charge the batteries and go them back out.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I think Critical Mass has a great chance for winning that round.
Thanks.
Good luck, you guys.
The high-tech design of Critical Mass was no match for the low-tech effectiveness of Run Amok's wedge. Time and time again, Critical Mass's vicious blows were deflected by that diamond-plated ramp, allowing Run Amok to emerge with a victory. At the end of the first round of competition, it's Ram Force over Jawbreaker 90-30, Juggerbot leading Viper 50-20, and Run Amok ahead of Critical Mass 80-50. Let's go down to the pits and check in on Ram Force and Jawbreaker. Andrew and Tony are looking pretty confident after that run of the Speedway. Their 7 laps were the most scored in this competition.
Got some battle damage here to fix up right here. Tell you what, those guys didn't race too well. They didn't go for the points.
I think it makes sense, but they probably knew that they had no way to beat us on points.
They didn't do nothing to us. And then we pushed them around pretty good, flipped them upside down, and abused them.
That's good? Good. Okay. Put it back.
Yep, we're the only ones.
A very confident team force, and with good reason. Let's find out why as we take a look back at Ram Force and his builders, Andrew Lyndsey and Tony Alternoeder. Team Force. The name says it all.
Don't compromise, don't use secondary parts. Keep it simple and just use a lot of power.
Andrew Lyndsey and Tony Alternoeder share a vision, but these guys haven't known each other long. They hooked up in an internet forum and were soon daring each other to create Robotica's baddest spot over the internet.
This has been a very online project, and it's worked beautifully.
And you can do all the drawings on the computer. I can send it to Andrew. He can look it over.
Both agreed the plan for their Uberbot, Ram Force, should be simple and powerful.
The most important part of our robot is traction and control.
Ram Force came to life in Tony's machine shop in Buffalo, New York. The bot was nearly complete when Andrew drove over 700 miles from New Jersey to meet Tony face to face.
Hey, Andrew. Tony Alternoeder. Welcome to Team Force.
Okay, let's go build a robot. Every one of these solder joints has to be hand soldered and has to be perfect.
We have 10 pounds of batteries on board, and we have a little box, and we call it Mr. Fusion, because it generates so much power for us.
Then it was time to find out if Mr. Fusion had the guts to push Ram Force around.
We are in the zone. Got the right amount of power, got the right amount of batteries. Need more traction, but we're going to work on that.
Ram Force's creators took a decidedly unconventional approach to weapons.
The robot itself is a weapon. We have thick armor. Nobody's weapons are going to be able to hurt us.
There's nobody that's going to even touch us with that unless you're carrying a gun on your robot.
Paranoid? Maybe. Confident? Absolutely. This Lexan Armour stood up to some extreme testing.
As you can see, it barely scratched it. Just made a little dent in it. Oh, you robots, look out.
Whether it's mere bravado or cold confidence, Team Force's stance is almost as tough as their Lexan Armour.
There's no room on my mantle for a second-place trophy.
We're going all the way. We're going to crush them. We're going to take this competition.
No prisoners.
No prisoners. No mercy.
Well, this dynamic duo is one step closer to becoming Robotica champions.
Perfect score. I wanted to get a perfect score. We didn't get a perfect score.
Let's go across the pit floor and take a look at Ram Force's victim, Jawbreaker.
All right. What do you think? Get the batteries out. Take this shaft.
Unfortunately, Tim has to remove all that body armor in order to get to his batteries, and the time constraint has hurt him in the past.
You did a good job flipping over. I saw that it came up, flipped right over. Yeah. It's kind of designed that way. I think if I'd have done it over, I think we would have run the course with the jaws open.
Let's see what they're doing to ready themselves for the maze.
Last time we didn't make it up the ramp in the maze. Well, I'm going to set my controller up different so I can switch over to full power when we get to that last event. Okay. We can run right up it. Excellent. If I could drive this thing, it'd be a hell of a robot.
Let's take a look back at Jawbreaker and Tim Berghoefer. He's called Jawbreaker, and he's the creation of Tim Berghoefer of New Berlin, Wisconsin. This metal-mouthed monster has jaws of steel, titanium teeth, and 1,000 pounds of force behind his bite. Jawbreaker's ferocious look was inspired by a childhood memory.
I thought back to a video game I used to play when I was a kid, which is Donkey Kong Jr. And Mario had these little robots that chomped up and down vines and across the ground, and they looked just like my robot. There were 2 jaws and a big eye.
Tim's work with task-oriented robots sparked his imagination. The goal? A metal warrior with attitude.
What's cooler than the jaw opening and closing? And it sounds cool, too, because the actuators that actually open and close the jaws are from airplane wing flaps. And if you're in an airplane, you hear that zzz.
The team behind Jawbreaker included co-worker and partner Dave Gruszynski. Tim's dad donated the garage for welding the jaw template.
Proud father.
And wife Cheryl painted the fierce-looking eyes.
Love this green. It is just so bright.
And the gleaming titanium teeth.
Okay.
Creating a ferocious fighting machine is only part of Tim's motivation.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to accelerate forward, Dave, after I'm done, so stand back here.
He's also got a point to prove.
Some of the other competition is engineers and a lot smarter than me book-wise, but I have a lot of knowledge. So I decided I'd like to take that knowledge and try and build a robot and see if I could beat maybe somebody that's more book-smart than me.
And while Tim's banking on those savage jaws and vicious teeth to chop away at the competition, he's also in it for the fun.
You build something, you take all your time, everything's got to be perfect, and it ends up getting destroyed, but you had fun doing it.
Going into their second round of competition, it's Ramforce leading Jawbreaker 90-30. Okay, it's time for competition number 2, the maze. Now, this is a test of human mind and robotic body. The object of this game is to get to the center of the maze before your opponent. But the maze has some serious attitude problems. First, they've got to climb this steel ramp, and once they're up, they're on their way down, and fast. Next up, they'll have to plow their way through this roadblock. Then, they take on these revolving spike paddles. Now, if the bots aren't powerful enough or fast enough to get past these suckers, there'll be some impaling, people. Yes. Next, they'll have to face a mogul field guaranteed to keep even the most sure-footed robot off balance. After that, it'll take precision timing and a steady hand to dodge this guillotine. And finally, they'll have to contend with a blast of H2O that can short-circuit them on their way to the finish line. 15 points will be awarded for each obstacle successfully navigated, and 25 bonus points will be given to our winner. Now, entering the arena, ladies and gentlemen, representing the red team, it's Jawbreaker.
Even with his high front-end clearance, he got stuck on the ramp last time. Let's see if he's remedied that problem.
And his opponent from the blue team, it's Ramforce.
Although they look very different, these two have similar strengths in this event. Should be a good match.
It's time to tear up some titanium. Robotica will show no robots mercy. Let's do it.
Robots ready.
Ramforce on the ramp. Jawbreaker on his way down. Ramforce plows into the box. Jawbreaker squeezes by. Ramforce takes on the pedals. Jawbreaker jams his way past one and into the second. Ramforce gets through the guillotine. Jawbreaker having trouble steering that thing. Ramforce on the grate, backing it up. And he takes the maze. Ramforce is gold. Ramforce blasts through each obstacle for 15 points apiece and grabs the 25-point bonus, giving him a total of 100 points. Jawbreaker pushes his way past 2 obstacles and picks up 30. The winner is Ramforce. Let's go down to the floor.
Well, you know, there isn't a whole lot to say except for Ramforce owns this event. Tell us what happened.
Well, what we did is we ended up flipping upside down to give us more ground clearance, because the first time we ran this, we banged up against the ramp a little bit. We had problems there, so we gained another 1.5 inches of ground clearance, and we had no problem, just blew right through it.
So you learned from the last game, you knew what to do, you fixed it. You also changed the look of Ramforce, too, or was that because you changed...
Well, everything's upside down, so our name's upside down, and we had to duct tape the holes that we had, and so we didn't get no water in it.
So what do you have in store for the next round of competition?
We're going to put the front on it and make a few other minor changes, but not much. Not much. We're going to run pretty much like we are with our ramming front on it for the bricks.
No surprises?
Nope. We're just going to win.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. All right, for Ramforce. Jawbreaker, you guys were neck and neck going into the first paddle. You gave them a run for their money. What happened? It looks like your biggest weapon, your jaws, gave you some trouble.
Well, they did get caught up a little bit. It's mainly, they're excellent drivers over there. We don't have very much experience driving. It took us 7 weeks just to build it, and that left us about a week to practice. So when you're standing up here and moving this little joystick around, trying to get what you want to happen is hard. I think we built a good robot, and it could get all the courses if somebody could drive it good. So we'll keep practicing.
You're down 2 rounds, but you still have 1 more to go.
We're going to kick their butt in the gauntlet.
Now, on a more serious note, you did run into the second paddle. Did you sustain any damage?
No, the thing's built like a Sherman tank. Everything we've done has not hurt it, so.
Anything you have planned for the gauntlet? Are you going to do anything different?
Just win. You know,
Just win.
They said just win, so we'll just say win.
All right, well, we're still cheering for you. The resilient Jawbreaker on to the gauntlet.
The vastly different designs of these machines propelled them through the first few obstacles. But ultimately, Ram Force's wider design enabled him to negotiate and navigate those walls more successfully, as Jawbreaker simply got hung out to dry. Let's check out the pits and see what our builders are up to.
The sides are where we're going to pull the cradles, well, just that side armor. I'm going to work on prepping our back.
Looks like Team Juggerbot is working on a little repair period strategy.
You have 45 minutes, and it starts right now.
Okay.
That was a hard hit, guys.
That was serious. Hang right here.
Exactly what happened on the last figure 8.
Right.
The other guy. So we're hitting the corner, and it's tweaking.
Right, it's tweaking.
Pull it.
I'll start downloading while we're doing this, okay?
Mike's going to hook up their telemetric system so he can further analyze their machine. While he's doing that, let's take a look back at the creation of Juggerbot. Mike Morrow came to Robotica in a most unusual way, competing in backyard smash-em-up derbies in his hometown of Corvallis, Oregon.
It really started with a bunch of us just strapping flamethrowers and chainsaws onto some small little RC cars and just duking it out in a little arena in my backyard.
Mike didn't have to look far to find teammates for the Robotica Challenge.
If you look at that roster of competitors and actual adversaries in those days, they're all on the Team Juggerbot.
Team what?
Juggerbot just kind of struck me. It's based on, of course, the word juggernaut, which is a large and unstoppable object from mythology.
You want to see how unstoppable? Just wait till you see Juggerbot in action.
We've got brand new controllers. These are the Vantec 33s. These are the big ones.
The motors, the gearbox, the drivetrain are all extraordinarily powerful. We use direct drive, so we don't have a lot of linkages and chains and things. And that really improves our robustness. And that leads to another one of our strengths, which is maintainability. We can swap out components, replace entire gearboxes and motors in probably 60 seconds.
Mike, who's a manufacturing engineer, came up with an ingenious telemetry system for Juggerbot.
So all the data and stuff like that comes through there.
We monitor the temperatures of a lot of our key components, the motors, the speed controllers, some of our high power buses, and then we download those into a computer after the event, and then we can say, okay, this motor's running a little hot, let's swap it out.
With a computer maintenance system, Juggerbot is ready to roll. But what about weapons?
Juggerbot is a 4-wheel drive robot. It's basically a combat platform. Speed and power. That's its primary weapon and always has been.
Juggerbot is ready to get jiggy with the best Robotica has to offer. But how would Mike stack this battling bot up against his earlier hometown creations?
There's no question that Juggerbot is the supreme champion of any of the robots we've ever built and competed in our little backyard sessions.
The only question is, does Juggerbot have the juice to become tonight's Robotica champion? The team identified some more problems, and Team Juggerbot is going to work quickly to make those final adjustments. Across the pit floor, let's listen in as Bob and his team diagnose the damage.
Yeah, they had a lot more speed than we did, but we have this nice wedge, and our whole goal was to get them up, and we did what we needed to do, but we just didn't quite have enough speed. We got a hole over here that looks pretty good, but it didn't cause any damage. We got a lot of dents. Main thing right now is just go ahead and get ready for the maze and see how we do there, and see if we can tie it up.
Remember, they ran the maze upside down. Let's find out a little more about the ambidextrous Viper and its builder, Bob Allen. For the last 15 years, Bob Allen has known two things: robotics and fencing. These two passions have fueled each other in a strangely symbiotic way.
Fencing is really like the robotic challenge because fencing is one-on-one, and you have to have speed, you have to have agility, you have to think, and you have to be quick.
Agility, speed, and versatility. These fencing attributes are definitely embodied in Bob's latest robotic creation, the vicious Viper.
It's very simple. It's got 2 motors, 6 wheels, so it's 6-wheel drive.
When Bob needs an extra set of eyes during the building process, he turns to a seasoned robot veteran, his wife, Corey.
But what I'm concerned about in our original design, we're rounded here, and I'm concerned that it's going to give too much room for somebody to get under and flip us over. And we don't want to get stuck like this, so I think if we make a triangle piece at more of an angle, it might be better.
Being flipped by an opponent or obstacle is a major concern, so this husband-wife team designed their machine to operate both right side up and upside down.
There's nothing that can break. Everything is wrapped in steel. We only have a little part of the 6 wheels sticking up, so I think that's going to be really great.
Oh yeah, Viper's got the goods, especially when confronted by garbage cans with bad attitudes.
And wait till we add 2 quarter horsepower motors.
The finished product, a venomous combination of power, versatility, and Bob's fencing finesse. Assets Bob hopes will be the recipe for robotic domination.
That's good. Appreciate it. Good job.
The score for our next competitors going into this second event is Juggerbot over Viper, 50 to 20 points.
All right, let's go back down to the maze and see what Viper will have to do in order to even the score. Now, 15 points will be awarded for each obstacle successfully navigated, and a 25-point bonus for the robot who makes it to the center first. But getting there is worth the price of admission. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the silver team, it's Juggerbot!
Amok, good ground clearance plus high speed and power equal a machine made for maze domination.
And his opponent from the gold team, it's Viper.
Viper has been known to high center on those speed bumps. Let's see if they've made any modifications for this event.
Okay, get your gadgets and gear and show us what you got.
Robots ready.
There goes Juggerbot down the ramp, careening into the box. Viper's over. All right, he's on his way to the pedals. Juggerbot gets past 1, 2, and stuck on the ramp. Viper with some paddle problems. Make it through, make it through. Ah, he makes it through! Juggerbot, let me in. Oh, almost gets his tire there. Viper hung up on the moguls. Juggerbot, here he comes. Viper just stuck. Juggerbot! Juggerbot takes the maze! Yes! Juggerbot jamming his way through all obstacles, picking up the extra 25-point bonus, giving him 100 points, while Viper finds his way through 3 obstacles and gets 45. The winner is Juggerbot. Such a close race. Let's go down to the floor.
All right, Juggerbot, you got through the maze again. Winner again. You had a little bit of trouble in the guillotine this time.
Yeah, the guillotine actually grabbed us, and it was pretty close to the tire, in fact. But once it came back up, we were able to get out.
Now, you guys have a little bit different of a control. Can you tell us about this design?
Well, it's a pistol grip controller, so it's not the typical 2 joystick type controller that a lot of people use. And we pretty much use it because this is the only kind I've ever used, and I'm comfortable with it. But I do feel like it gives us a little better control.
Now, you started kind of slow. Why do you think that happened? Did you just slow in the controls?
Well, we just wanted to go, basically take it pretty easy because we didn't want to overstress anything before the Gauntlet, which is pretty demanding for as far as the power that's required. And then we kind of had to speed it up because they were making really good progress. And
yeah, they were ahead of you at one point.
They were, and we actually thought that it would end up at the end basically being a collision at the finish line, which would have been kind of fun. But
that would have been cool. The audience would have liked it.
We would have loved it too. I mean, that's what it's about.
Okay, now up next, you guys are great in this. Up next is the Gauntlet. I don't know. Can you handle that one?
Yeah, we've got a replacement blade since we lost our other one in the fight to the finish in the earlier round. And so we've got a replacement blade. We'll install that. Other than that, I think we'll just check out the mechanical systems and make sure everything's good. Check the telemetry. We've had a motor that's running warm, but it's doing okay.
Okay.
And I think we'll be set to go.
All right.
Hammer down. Put the hammer down.
Put the hammer down. Well, that's right, Juggerbot. Let's see how you do in the Gauntlet and see if you can make it to the finals, all right? Congratulations, you guys.
Okay, the Viper. Wow, you guys, you started off so strong. You plowed through everything, plowed through the box, the paddles, went all the way through, and then you got hung up right on the ramp, but you weren't expecting that, right?
Yeah, because last time we got hung up on the speed bump, so we made some modifications, and those seemed to really work on the speed bumps because we didn't make it to the ramp last time, so we didn't know we were going to have a problem with the ramp. So we made the modifications to the speed bumps. We went right through the speed bumps. We hit the ramp, and it high-sided us, and we couldn't go anyplace. Otherwise, it might have been a collision at the top.
That's right.
And the other team's got a great robot. They're a little higher. They did a really good job, and we're really looking forward to the Gauntlet because we really excel in the Gauntlet.
Okay, well, let's see if it works. Okay. Good luck.
All right.
A good start for Juggerbot and Viper. Ground clearance is ultimately a problem again for Viper as he's done in by those pesky speed bumps. He gets caught between a mogul and the ramp, clearing the way for Juggerbot's victory. Here's where things stand so far. Ramforce, Juggerbot, and Run Amok each drove off the Speedway with a win. We're knee-deep in the maze now, where Ramforce and Juggerbot both maintain their lead with Critical Mass and Run Amok yet to go. Let's go down to the pits where robotic racers are regrouping after mating on the Speedway.
Max, we took some damage, didn't we?
Mark scored an upset on the raceway, but it looks like he may have to do a little body work on the front wedge.
One of the other teams. Critical Mass really took some pops at us with his big front spike. I think I'm going to find a big 2x4 next and direct my blows a little bit better.
Dad, I got you a third 2x4.
Oh, that's better than a 2x4. You know what we're going to do with that?
Yeah.
All right. You bet. We're going to hammer the heck out of it.
Okay, while they finish that up, let's take a look back at Mark and his bot, Run Amok. This is Mark Jorger, a self-described tinkerer who gives new life to dead machines. Mark's also a man who enjoys a little sleight of hand. He's a magician.
The concept of being able to do something simply impossible has always appealed to me.
That sentiment brought Mark to the Robotica competition, and while other builders have enlisted the aid of experts and machinists, Mark has looked to only one other person for help.
My son, Aaron Max Jorger, will be my teammate during the competition. He's 9 years old.
And Mark hopes his son will learn more than just strategy and execution from the Robotica event.
My father was a mechanic. He always enjoyed race cars, and that really got me hooked in racing. And my son is about the age that I was when I got involved in racing and this sort of endeavor. And I'm trying to instill those same values in him. The idea that what you do is a reflection of who you really are. Our robot is named Run Amok. We decided actually to base Run Amok on a riding lawnmower. A friend of mine had a sort of a graveyard for dead lawnmowers.
A riding lawnmower transformed into a competitive robot? A magician's trick? Hardly. Run Amok is for real.
We converted it from gasoline power to electrical power, and of course added the electronics and remote control gear necessary to get the robot working. It's a little unique among the robots here at this competition in that it doesn't use a tank-style steering arrangement. The front wheels actually pivot and steer the robot.
Will this father-son team succeed with a simple robot made from spare parts? If Mark is aware of the odds stacked against him, this cool cat isn't showing it.
I intend to be at the fight to the finish, and I don't intend to take that 8-foot fall off the side. What do you think? Is this getting better, or are we doing the wrong thing here?
Getting better, I believe.
All right. I think we'll get
We
there.
say it's getting better.
Across the pit floor, Critical Mass is discussing that last event.
What went wrong, Jeff? You think we had to speed too fast, Jeff? We're supposed to be the fastest. Did we have too much power?
We don't have too much power. I don't think we got enough traction for some reason. We're going to whack the wheels off.
We're coming back. The next one's ours. We're only down 30 points, guys.
Oh, and all we have to do is win the...
You took some hits, man. Oh, yeah, our wheel got tweaked. Yeah, it's tweaked pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Got knocked sideways.
It looks like these guys have their work cut out for them. While they go at it, let's take a look back at Jeff Sesnick and Critical Mass. Life moves at a slower pace in the rural town of Stevens City, Virginia.
The way of life here is good for some, but not necessarily for Robotica builder Jeff Sesnick.
I have a 20-second commute. I work out of my house. My job's very tedious, writing code, sitting in front of a computer all day long.
So when he needs a break from the keyboard woes, Jeff Sesnick retreats to his garage where robots are the order of the day.
I'm out in the garage with a welder and the grinder and saws. I like to work with my hands, so it's a natural thing for me, basically. I'd say it's probably a good aggression release.
To help him blow off steam, Jeff enlists the aid of fellow robot enthusiasts, AJ and Brian.
And that right there is just a little too loose, and that's too loose.
It's kind of one of those things where we just started welding stuff together and, oh, well, that looks about right. And it just kind of grew. We really didn't have any set plans as to what it was going to look like.
Designing a complex robot without a game plan can be a daunting task. But from this craze of circuitry creation came the robot's very identity.
Well, the name of the robot's Critical Mass. One of us was in a conversation and said something about how this project had reached critical mass, and at that point, it just kind of stuck. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's what we're going to call it. We knew we had to be fast for the figure eight, needed to be maneuverable for the maze and the gauntlet, and we had to be slow and torquey for the fight to the finish. Well, the only way to really to accomplish that would be to have variable gear ratios that we can swap on the fly, which is exactly what we did.
With sizzling speed and a sturdy construction of tubular steel, Jeff and his cohorts couldn't be happier.
I'm delighted with the speed. It's fast enough, and it's also torquey enough.
Bots beware! Critical Mass is hands down the fastest machine in this Robotica competition. The score heading into their second round of competition is Run Amok leading Critical Mass 80-50. People, let's go back down to the maze. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the purple team, it's Run Amok!
Run Amok's pivot steering and big tires make him well-suited for the maze.
And his opponent from the orange team, it's Critical Mass.
A real speedster. Everything this robot does, he does fast.
Okay, it's time to get our maze on. Let's do it.
Robots ready.
Run amok. Approaches the ramp. Just, whoa, pops a wheelie into the box. Critical Mass bashes the box out of the way. Run amok, beating up on that box. Critical Mass tearing his way past the paddles. Right through the guillotine. Run amok looks lost. Critical Mass is on the grid, and Critical Mass takes the maze! Yes! Critical Mass woo!
Critical Mass makes it all the way, baby, earning him the extra 25 bonus points, giving him a total of 100, while Run Amok plows through 2 obstacles, earning him 30. The winner is Critical Mass! All right, let's go down to the floor.
Woo! 100 points. How you feeling?
We're feeling really good about that one.
All right, you guys, I can't believe that. Critical Mass bolted all the way through. Could you hit the box any harder? And then no problem, all the way up.
We really needed this one, and we feel really good about it.
You feel good?
Oh, yeah.
What modifications did you make before you entered this round of competition?
No, we had a couple wheels that moved on us last time. Got our drive straightened out. We're good to go.
Okay, so what was your strategy going in?
Oh, we planned on taking it a lot easier than last time because we hit it really hard last time, but we were watching the other bot. We needed to speed up some, and we just ended up blowing through it before they got any further.
Yeah, what was your strategy for the gauntlet?
We're going to try to take it easy on the gauntlet.
Yeah,
we're going to try
right.
not to get we're going to try not to get hung up on some paint cans this time.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, and Critical Mass all the way. All right, congratulations, you guys.
Hey, Run Amok, that was a valiant effort. You may have gone over the ramp with a little too much adrenaline.
Oh, we went for it this time, and that's where we got into trouble. We were a little slow off the ramp in our last round, and we got launched a little bit by the end of the ramp.
Yeah, you ended up almost upside down.
It was close, but we were able to get it back on all feet and get the box out of the way, but the other team was just too fast for us. They just got through too quick.
Well, did you sustain any injuries off that ramp?
No, it was all mental. Once I got mostly upside down, we got a little disoriented. and it took me a few seconds to get that back, and by then the other team was pretty much there.
You need a little bit more time, but that's okay. You still have one more round to go.
You bet. We're going to
You
take
guys
that one.
prepared for that?
Oh yeah, that's going to be one of our strengths.
What do you have in store? Are you going to change it in the pit back there?
The wedge we banged back into shape with the aid of a very large piece of wood and a very large hammer.
All those holes, you fixed it?
Well, they're at least banged back so that nothing large will get through them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and we moved the safe last time. We can move the safe this time.
I think you can, and good luck, all right? Run them up.
Toe to toe, these are two very capable machines. It all came down to driving skills here. Give the edge to Jeff Sesnick and victory to Critical Mass. After the second round of competition, it's Ram Force all over Jawbreaker, 190 to 60. Juggerbot having his way with Viper, 150 to 65, and Run Amok trailing Critical Mass, 110 to 150. Down in the pits, the tension is mounting. This is the last chance our 6 builders will have to work on their bots before the fight to the finish.
Hey Max, where'd you go?
Critical Mass and Run Amok are separated by a mere 40 points. It's going to come down to whoever can take the gauntlet.
We have got to get
I think we can push it faster. They had to hit it a lot last time.
We moved the safe in our last round in the gauntlet, and we have to do that again this time, or we can't get enough points to win. If we can move the safe, we'll have a tie, and we will have won 2 events, and we will go on to the fight to the finish. What do you think, Max? Can we move the safe again?
Yeah. We have got to get to the safe.
Looks like a confident Team Force has everything under control.
So, we're already upside down mode. We've already got the wheel covers on. We don't have to do that. We just got to put the scoop on and recharge.
Oh,
and
we got test air pressure.
That's right.
Let's check in on their opponent, Jawbreaker.
So what do you want to do? Nothing? We'll just have a bag of chips and a soda and wait for the gauntlet, I guess.
I guess everything is good on the robot. Good to go.
So I got
We got to fix that one.
We've got no power.
Oh, right there. It's unplugged. Unplugged. Over there. No. Somebody unplugged it.
Somebody unplugged us.
We have an eyeball to replace. Need a new one? This bolt got bent just a hair. Perfectly good eye again. Don't even need an optometrist.
Alright, so we could sit at the beginning of the gauntlet and do nothing, we'd still win on points.
Yes. So we're doing
what we really need to be thinking about is how we're going to beat Juggerbot in the final. Because that's what it's going to come down to. You know that's what it's going to come down to.
Juggerbot is not looking past Viper, who almost bit him in the last event.
Yeah, we actually were thinking that it was over. I mean, Viper had it.
Yeah, we thought that we were going to lose that last round for sure.
Rumor is all we have to do is get through the glass.
I don't know if that's true.
I haven't looked at the scores.
If they get through the glass, they win. So what we got to do is get through the end before they get through the glass.
Yeah.
So we got to come up with a little grip and a little speed.
Yeah. A lot of speed.
And maybe a miracle. But it ain't over yet.
And so we've already discussed if we make it to the final finish. We've already discussed, or the final fight, we've discussed what our strategy is. We all know what that's going to be.
Yes.
Right.
It's down to the wire. Nobody knows who will make it to the final fight.
What worries me is not, power or the fact that they're driving. The fact that we have more traction won't matter.
But it's driving skill.
Yeah, it's driving skill, and I know we got better drivers than Juggerbot, but they got a lot more power than that stupid little wedge did.
There's a big difference between simplicity and crudeness, and we have some very sophisticated design work just in order to make it look this simple.
Yeah.
So we have no problems at all with being the underdog.
The final event in our first round of competition is the Gauntlet. Now, this is an old-fashioned drag race with some new rules. 2 robots, 2 tracks, and 50 feet to glory. Fastest bot wins. Only 5 things stand between the start and the finish. 5 increasingly difficult obstructions that the robots will have to blast through. First, there's a pane of glass. Now, if you get past this without a scratch, you'll have a mound of metal cans staring you in the face. After you recycle these suckers, you'll be met by a solid brick wall. That's it, and then you're on to a concrete wall of stones. And if you get past that, just when you thought it was safe, it is a safe one weighing more than 100 pounds. The first bot to push this baby across the finish line gets all the marbles. Each obstacle is worth 15 points, and the winner will receive an extra 25. Now, re-entering the arena representing the red team, it's Ram Force!
This wide design tends to cause debris to pile up in front, increasing the load it must push.
And his opponent from the blue team, it's Jawbreaker.
This bot's wide stance and narrow nose make him surprisingly adept at running the gauntlet.
Robots, get your micro switches in motion. Let's do the gauntlet.
Robots ready.
Ram Force busts through the glass and the cans. Jawbreaker crashing into the stones. Ram Force is at the safe. Jawbreaker just powering away at the safe. And he takes it! Ram Force, it's over, buddy. Jawbreaker takes the gauntlet. Jawbreaker blasts through the obstacles, pockets the extra 25, and receives 100 points, while Ram Force, stuck in the safe, gets 60. Sorry, Jawbreaker. Ram Force still earns the coveted spot in the fight to the finish. Let's go down to the floor.
That was the upset of the evening, you guys. That was amazing. You crashed right through the gauntlet. It was easy.
Well, yeah, it went good. They were pretty confident they were going to beat us, so I said, let's just go full throttle and try to win one. So it worked out great.
At one point, I thought you guys ruined it when you were trying to hit the safe. It looked like you went past it and you weren't going to be able to back up.
Well, we couldn't see where we were from. We stayed right at the end of the course, so we blew through so quick.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to keep up with the robots. So by the time we got to the end, I didn't even know where it was. So it was just sort of flopping around.
I'm sure you were so excited you couldn't
yeah.
keep your emotions down.
Yeah, there was no pressure for this one because we knew we were going to come out without going to the fight to the finish, win or lose, but we just wanted to at least get him on one.
I know this was your first robot, and it was a pretty darn good effort.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. We had a lot of fun.
Congratulations and good luck in the future, you guys. It was awesome.
Okay, well, I know it was an unexpected loss for Ram Force. You guys, you kind of plowed through, and then what happened at the safe?
We just got caught on some debris, some sand probably, and slipping on wheels. We took it easy. We didn't have to even show up for this event.
We could have sat this one out, gotten 0 points, and we still would have been on to the finals. So we weren't concerned at all for this event.
How are you going to prepare for the fight to the finish? What modifications are you going to make?
We're going to completely redesign the robot again. Flip it over, take the wheel guards off, take the plow off, put the scoop on, recharge the batteries, and put traction compound on the tires.
Okay, and are you completely 100% confident that you're going to whip some butt?
The finals are going to be tough.
Some good robots.
We're going to put up a good fight.
Yeah, who are you concerned with right now?
Juggerbot. Juggerbot's kind of a challenge.
Juggerbot's a challenge? Why is Juggerbot a challenge?
It's a pretty tough robot. We think we can beat him, though.
You think you can?
Yeah, but it's going to be a fight.
It's the best of the best.
All right. Great job, you guys.
Ram Force's ultra-wide design comes back to haunt them as they snap a 6-event winning streak by losing their first match. Meanwhile, the pointed front end of Jawbreaker blasts through each obstacle as those massive rear tires easily bound over the debris. All right, it's time once again for the final event in our first round of competition, the Gauntlet. Once again, representing the gold team, it's Viper.
Viper's wedge and pushing power could give him the advantage.
And his opponent from the silver team, it's Juggerbot.
His tremendous speed and super strength are key in this event.
Okay, it's time to kick some robot butt. Come on, chickens. Robotica.
Robots ready.
There goes Juggerbot. Go, baby, go. Don't stop taking it. Juggerbot takes it. He's moving on to the fight, to the finish.
That's how she runs. That's how she runs. Yeah.
Juggerbot crashes his way through all the obstacles and into the record books with 100 points, while Viper, lagging behind, picks up 60.
Juggerbot has earned a spot in our final battle. Congratulations. Let's go now to the floor with our second finalist.
All right, great job. You must be feeling great right now. How you feeling?
Really good, really
All
good.
right.
That was a strong run. That's what we like to see.
Were you expecting that?
Well, you know, we were a little concerned about Viper because they're a strong robot too, and so we really had to push it hard just to make sure that we did good.
The time was 4 seconds. That's the fastest time. Amazing! Wow, you are going into the fight to the finish, I'm sure, on a strong foot. How are you feeling? What's your strategy?
We're feeling pretty good.
Yeah?
We don't know who the final competitor is going to be, of course, our third opponent, so we'll have to wait and see on that. That could be tricky. But strategy for that, we've been discussing different scenarios, and I think we're prepared.
So, okay, well, you know that one of your competitors is Ram Force, and Ram Force even said that Juggernaut, they're a little intimidated by you guys at this point. How do you feel about that?
Well, they've got a strong robot, too. I don't think, I mean, I think we both have similar designs, both four-wheel drive. I think it's going to be a good matchup, and it'll be really interesting to see how it mixes up with a third competitor.
Okay, well, congratulations and good luck in the fight to the finish. Great job.
You guys, you started off a little slow. I haven't seen that in earlier rounds. What happened?
I don't know. I hit the throttle to go fast, and it wasn't going. And all of a sudden, Juggerbot passed us, and they were at the end, and we were still halfway through. So I'd like to congratulate them. They did a great job. They got a great team, and we're really looking forward to watching them in the fight to the finish.
All right, so who do you guys think is going to come out the victor in the fight to the finish?
Well, we don't know who the last two teams are, but Juggerbot has got a really good chance.
Yeah,
they got
a great
team. They got a great robot. We're looking forward to it.
All right, you guys. Good luck.
All right, thanks a lot.
We'll see you in the future, hopefully, okay?
Tonight, one robot's fearsome fury proved to be another robot's deadly demise. Viper is outgunned, outgassed, and outmatched, as Juggerbot serves up a healthy portion of humble pie in the Gauntlet. Okay, it's time once again for the final event in our first round of competition, the awesome Gauntlet. Representing the orange team, it's Critical Mass.
This bot's low gear ratio and body design caused him to high center in this event last time.
And his opponent from the purple team, it's Run Amok.
Down in points, it's all or nothing for this father-son team.
Okay, robots, let's light this candle.
Robots ready.
Critical Mass blasts through the glass. Run Amok attacking the bricks. Critical Mass answers and hauls into the safe. Run Amok with a big pileup. Critical Mass is just stuck at the safe. Run Amok trying to get past those stones. He's down by 40 points. Must take this event to get to the fight to the finish. Still no word from Critical Mass, just lying there. Run Amok using every ounce of his strength, just pounding away. Son Aaron cheering him on. Seems like Run Amok has a brick caught between his wedge and tire there. Critical Mass is immobilized. He suffered a similar setback in his previous Gauntlet. Run Amok making a little bit of a dent, trying to get through all the debris. Sounds like his motor may be dying out. If neither bot completes this race, Critical Mass, ahead on points, is moving on. And Run Amok knows.
Hey, oh man.
Come on, baby. Come on, get back there. Come on.
Mark Jorger having a heart-to-heart with his robot. His power's back, but he's barely moving that safe. Can you hear the crowd rooting for him? Come on, Run Amok! Come on, baby! Jorger working those controls. Come on, you can do it! He's got a clearing on the left. That safe is moving! Critical Mass in critical condition. The crowd is going crazy! Run Amok inches away from a dramatic upset. Look at the intensity. Come on! So close! So close! Come on! And he does it! Run Amok wins the Gauntlet! What an effort! And ecstatic Mark Jorger and his partner in crime, son Aaron, they must be totally thrilled. They're moving on to the fight to the finish.
We got him, Max. What do you think?
Yeah, baby. Run Amok miraculously makes it through, getting 100 points. Critical Mass, stumped by the safe, receives 60. And Run Amok takes the Gauntlet. Here's how it works, people. The score is tied 210 points apiece, but since Run Amok
won 2 of the 3 events. He advances to the fight to the finish. Let's go down to the floor.
Run Amok, the winner. Everybody in the stands was on the edge of their seats. That was amazing. It was well worth the wait. It took a little while, but you got there through the safe.
We did get there. We got the safe the first round, and we knew if we just kept at it, we could get there again. And it took us a while, but we made it through.
At one point, it looked like your robot completely died. What happened out there?
We got badly pinned. We had the rail on one side of us. We had a brick behind us. We had one of the concrete blocks holding us in the front. We're pretty much triangulated in place, but we kept the power down on the motor, and it held together long enough to get us out of that.
Now, this race was really, really tight. You guys actually are tied after this round, but you guys won 2 rounds, so you're going to the finals. Persistence, persistence, persistence. Yes, Run Amok! That was awesome. Congratulations. You are going on to the finals. We can't wait to see what you got in store. You ready?
Oh, yeah. We've been underestimated for the whole of the competition. And I'm ready to take a shot at Team Force.
That's right.
Yeah.
Run Amok, taking a shot at Team Force. Right on, Aaron. Congratulations.
All right. I was definitely voting for Critical Mass. Now, I know Critical Mass, you guys just sped right through all the obstacles, and then finally at the very end, you're saying that your brakes may have gotten caught.
Yeah, I think we got a brick hung up under us. We haven't checked it out yet, so we don't know. But yeah, I think we got stuck on some bricks.
How did that happen, though?
Well, the front of the robots, or the underside of the front of the robot is sloped, and it has a tendency to suck things up underneath of it.
But you weren't expecting this at all, obviously, right?
Well, we knew anything could happen, and that was our problem last time we ran into the Gauntlet, is that we got something stuck under us, and it did the same thing. And we took some steps to try to help us, and it didn't work.
And you knew that this was probably your weakest event.
Yes, we were a little worried going into
Okay. Well, good luck in the future, you guys. Great job.
Thanks.
In the beginning, it appeared to be all Critical Mass. But once again, a design flaw caused him to high center when it mattered most. Run Amok took the opportunity to rob him of a trip to the fight to the finish, but it came at a cost, as he may have blown a motor. Their strength and speed got them this far, but in the fight to the finish, weapons are the name of the game.
That's right. Let's take a look at what Ramforce, Juggerbot, and Run Amok have under the hood for their big battle.
Run Amok's strength continues to be his pivot steering, enabling him to push in all directions. His weakness, a damaged motor. Juggerbot has shown that he is a powerful pushing machine, but he's got to be careful controlling all that speed and power. Ramforce's strength is a power supply they call Mr. Fusion. His weakness, the likely threat of a double team.
Once there were 6 teams, now there are 3. While questions abound about the readiness of Run Amok's motor, talk of alliances can be heard in the pits. As our 3 finalists finesse their fighting machines, let's hear their thoughts on the Robotica experience and making it to the final fight. The fight to the finish.
Boy, we are really excited to be in the finals. Given the caliber of the other teams, we didn't know what to expect coming in.
So hang on, here's Mark. Okay. And Run Amok to see if he needs any help.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah. Smoke a motor?
We think we smoked the motor. We think the
Smells
motor's
like
gone.
it. What can we do to help? I'd like to help you. It is really hot.
And it smells awful, but
it's the burning of the wood, isn't it? That I smell.
it might be the wood on fire.
Sounds like a barbecue. Whatever we can do to help you.
Good. Go check your own robot out while I'm doing that.
We'll be back.
Great. My son Aaron has just enjoyed every minute of it. I think he's really gotten a feel for the spirit of competition between most teams, where everyone's been very gentlemanly and sportsmanlike.
The preliminaries, those are kind of cream puffs robot we're up against. Now we get to fight against the real robots. Putting it in final battle mode.
The 3 robots in the fight to the finish was definitely a surprise, and actually we're pretty pleased with it. It's more carnage, more chaos. It couldn't be better. The front and the rear armor.
I've made a number of really good friends in this competition. Here we go. And it's great that they came over and offered me that help.
There's only one that scares us, and that's Juggerbot. Yeah, everyone else we can take. Juggerbot, they're a scary machine.
It's normal. We're all avoiding gravity is the key strategy for the next event.
Team Force certainly has enormous preparation going for them. And they've got a little bit of an attitude, and I don't think that's played real well with some of the other competitors.
We're expecting Juggerbot to go for us, ram us hard, and they got a lot of power.
Yep.
Okay, we're on.
They're definitely a big foe. They're gonna give us a good match.
We expect that people consider us the greatest threat. We think that people are going to assume that our robot's the greatest threat and gang up on us for that reason.
Basically, everybody is going to be gunning for Team Force on their own, and I don't think any prearrangement of anything is going to be necessary.
Those who've made friends and enemies, that this may come to the place where, you know, the winner takes all and the losers take a fall.
I'm going to try to fire up the motor and see if we get any response at all out of it. He's running at speed. We'll pump some air through it too. That may help cool us down some. Doesn't sound real good, but it's running. Most of the bad smell's going away. May be able to use the same motor. The commutator looks unglazed. The brush holders aren't discolored.
We were helping each other out, you know, loaning tools back and forth, and really developed a pretty good rapport, and it was just kind of ironic that we ended up in the finals together. If you're good here, we still have 90 minutes. We still could get to work on the other one just to be safe.
I'd better put the chain back on and give it a trial.
Sounds like Mark is going to test Run Amok to see if he does, in fact, need to swap out that motor.
We wanted a little low-speed load test, so we used Aaron Max there as a load for us, basically.
I can't believe it, but it looks like Run Amok's misfiring motor is good to go.
Coming through, guys.
I thought the thing was toast.
The test went pretty well, really. The motor's responsive.
The last match, we got I don't know, we're up against two very tough, powerful pushing robots. We got to play it defensively. Try and stay in the center. I'm going to hope that one of them knocks the other one off, or one of them drives off by accident. Then I'll go for whoever's left.
Yep. We've convinced Team Force that we're using nylon gears, which is not actually true, but they seem to think that's pretty funny.
We've been taunting the Juggerbot team a bit because they've got plastic gearboxes.
We'll probably fess up afterwards. Let's wait and see if they do go for the little flipper secret weapony thingy.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. We gotta leave this front wedge on to make sure that they're gonna go to that straight.
I'm sure everybody's gonna be cautious at first.
Everybody's scheming, everybody's planning. We're expecting.
Yeah, really.
We're doing afterburner. I think we've got to do afterburner.
So what do you think, Max? I'm voting to keep the motor in and run with it rather than risk changing it out and making a mistake. All right, we know we're running, we know we're responsive, and I think we've got to get to work on this wedge.
So Run Amok opts not to swap out motors as the final repair period comes to an end.
Being in that rather small ring with two other rather large robots is going to be interesting. I'm not sure really how long the three robots can maintain in that area without something really disastrous happening.
Good luck, team.
At this point, I'm happy that we've just made it to be one of the top 3 or so robots in the event. And if we win, that's great too. But if we lose, you know, we still did pretty damn well.
You know, we're looking forward to some really good competition tonight. There's a lot of good people out there, a lot of good robots, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
The time for ratcheting, wrenching, and welding is over. Now, it's the moment of truth as the final 3 machines are wheeled into the arena. We've got our 3 finalists, and they've got their work cut out.
Each of these bots have successfully taken on the Speedway, the Maze, and the Gauntlet. Not once, but twice on their way to the finals. But that's yesterday's news, because it is time to find a champion. It's our fight to the finish.
And there's nothing wrong with your television set, people. You're supposed to see triple. 3 times the bots, 3 times the threat. This is a Rumble Robotica style. We've taken our elevated 16x16 fight to the finish platform. You know, the one with the spikes, the flames, and the disappearing guardrails. And we'll fill it with the 3 toughest bots on the block.
From there, it's simple. They battle it out for 1 minute, and then the guardrails go bye-bye. After that, the last robot standing rules. So let's get to it.
Making their final appearance of the season, give it up for Round Force.
The word on the street is that he's the bot to beat. We'll see if his weight and width advantage come into play.
Here's Juggerbot!
He made a miraculous recovery in his previous fight to the finish. His sheer strength will most certainly be a factor.
And finally, Run Amok!
favorite. What he may be lacking in power, he undeniably makes up for it with a lot of heart. Don't count this bot out.
Finalists, are you ready? Okay, it's do or definitely dad time. Come on, robots. Start your engines.
Okay, the rails are up and all our bots are now on board. This crowd is going nuts!
It's come down to this. These are the best of the best. Only one of these 3 robots will survive and take home the Robotica Championship trophy. Good luck. Looks like the drivers are ready. Let's do this.
Robots ready.
Juggerbot right into ramp force. Run him up, get the piece. Both bots banging on ramp force. Ramp force and Juggerbot mixing it up. It's a power struggle between Juggerbot and ramp force. Run him up, waiting in the wings, looking for the right moment to strike. And he died. Run him up's got him with his wedge while Juggerbot pounds him. Each driver knows what's at stake. Run him up retreats, playing it smart. Juggerbot and Ramforce duking it out. Ramforce trying to pin him into the rail. Ramforce gets his wedge under Juggerbot, but he gets away. All 3 jockeying for position. 3 seconds before the rails go down. And there they go! Juggerbot is on the edge! Amok has got Ramforce pinned against him. Juggerbot is trying to escape. He's got to reverse. He's got to get out of there. This is a very delicate situation. Oh, Juggerbot is off the edge! And Amok is right behind Ramforce! This is the Amok destroys Ramforce and takes the fight to the finish! Yes! Oh, Team Juggerbot going nuts all over Mark Jorger. Run Amok, the unlikely hero and the ruler of the robot world. Oh, yes, yes, yes! The winner is Run Amok!
Let's go down to where Tanika is standing by.
Run Amok, you pulled it out! That was awesome.
Anything could happen with 3 of us in there, and they were tied up worrying about each other, and I snuck in at the end and got in a good position.
I saw that. You were like, okay, let them beat up on each other a little bit, and I'm just going to lay back low.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how I could have done any better scripting that if I'd wanted to.
Exactly. It worked beautifully.
It worked great.
Here you go, Aaron. There's the trophy. How you feeling, Aaron? Good! Yeah! Run Amok is the champion! Very good, very good. Get in with your dad. Get in with your dad. All right.
Yeah!
It went exactly as planned. Congratulations. That was a beautiful, beautiful round.
Oh, thank you so much. That felt good.
Did it?
It did.
Thank you so much, everybody. Run Amok!
In the final conflict, it appeared as if an alliance was formed. The 3 robots battled it out on the arena floor. But when the rails came tumbling down, it was Juggerbot who took the fall. Leaving Run Amok an easy target as he tosses Ramforce over the edge to be the last robot standing. The first Robotica Championship is now history. Someday we'll look back on the name Run Amok and we'll think of superstars like Michael Jordan, Mark McGuire, and Tiger Woods. Run Amok, you rock! So for Tanya Memi, Tanika Ray, and myself, Amit Zappa, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the playing fields of tomorrow on the next Robotica. Over and out.
And that indeed ends the current series of Robotica here on 5. But if you're a fan of in-house fighting of a humankind, and don't miss a corking Family Affairs at 1, when Jim turns the Charnham soap on its head. Next up, we take you on a worldwide tour, courtesy of 5 News at Noon.